Joe Budden reacts to Kendrick dissing Drake.
I want to see Drake bleed. I also want to see my favorites bleed though. Pause. I want to know how my favorites respond to getting punched in the face. And Drake has had a smooth ride his whole career. I would like, well, except for that Pusha T fight. Except for that Pusha T fight. I want to see what happens when someone that's on your level is in front of your face. Not Pusha T, who you could plaque shame, sound scan shame, like catalog shame. It's a nigga in front of you now that you have to respect even if you don't like him. Finish your food. I come from the finish your food era, my nigga. Yo. We don't play with the food.
That's right. On Academics live stream, Joe Budden decided to give his thoughts on what Kendrick said about Drake in his diss. Now, I think as anybody with a damn mind could predict, obviously he loves what Kendrick had to say about Drake. This guy sneak disses Drake all the time. He's happy to see Drake knocked down. He tries to make it look like he's impartial, like he wants Drake to win, but I don't get that feeling at all. That's just how I see it. And he basically says that he's happy to see Drake in a situation where Drake can no longer big bro somebody and mention how many records he sold, even though he still can because he still sells a lot more than Kendrick. He can still do that. But one thing I found interesting was he said that Melissa Ford would not be on the podcast. I guess she's missing an episode, and I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, largely because there's a lot of mics on the show, and you can't really hear anybody. It sounds like a cafeteria. It sounds like a damn barbershop sometimes. People all the time are like, oh, let me speak. Can I speak? Can I speak? Oh, but wait, let me get my, I just want to get my stuff off. So, shout out to you, Melissa Ford, taking one for the team. A lot of boisterous personalities in the room, and they all think their opinion is elite and stuff like that. As to what this may mean moving forward, I don't know, man. I largely think that Kendrick's diss record was repetitive. It had some of the same elements of the Joe Budden diss to Drake, the Rick Ross diss to Drake, and the Pusha T diss to Drake. At least Drake's approach towards Kendrick was new and something that was interesting to listen to. I like the way the song was composed better. I felt like Kendrick started with spoken word poetry. I don't think the song is going to grow on me. I tried to listen back to it, and I felt like it was not the best executed in terms of music composition. That's just me. And I know a lot of you guys in the comments are going to be like, oh, you meat writing Drake. Why you meat writing Drake? You OVO Drake. Just realize that this is all music. Stop acting like it's life or death. Some of you people act like Kendrick is your dad or your child or your brother or your sister. It's music, my guys and women. I think what Drake had to say on Push-Ups was a little bit more valuable. It was more catchy, too. It felt like a real song. That Kendrick record will not hit the Billboard. It's nobody going to be listening to that. If it hits high on the Billboard, I will eat my words. But as a pure song to listen back to, not really feeling it. Sorry, y'all. Just not my thing. But salute to everybody who likes it. I think it's cool that Kendrick finally fired back. And a part of me thinks that Kendrick was holding back. Like, he kept saying, don't mention my family. Don't mention him. Drake mentioned your family, dog. I don't know what you're holding back for. See, that's the difference between Pusha T and Kendrick. Right? Drake mentions Virginia Williams. I think that's what he said on the record. Pusha T played no games immediately. You are hiding a child. Kendrick, on the other hand, Drake mentions Whitney. And Kendrick comes back and was like, don't mention my family. You mentioned your family, Kendrick. Says he has secrets and he has something he's going to come back at him with. Well, I don't know what you're going to come back at him with that you couldn't say here. This wasn't the bomb drop that I think people are trying to pin it out to be. I don't think Drake fans are losing sleep. As a matter of fact, Academics says that he believes Drake is up 1-0. And I know some of you might say, well, that's what the fans are going to do. Nah, trust me. If somebody disses Drake hard enough, even the Drake fans will be like, oh, damn, he got it. Like with the Pusha T diss. A lot of Drake fans knew immediately what happened. They knew the situation was critical ASAP. But the vibes with this Kendrick record are not the same. I think with Drake, he has a huge fan base, but he also has a huge fan base of people that hate him so much that they become fans of other people. I would think there's a significant percentage of Kendrick fans who are more invested in hating Drake than actually being fans of Kendrick. And then there's the other fan bases that Drake has antagonized over the years, like Kanye, who are happy to see that someone fired back at Drake. But the Joe Budden podcast, we already know what is going to be. You could hear Joe Budden on the call with Academics and his rowdy, hate Drizzy, but in a nice passive-aggressive way with a lot of hitty hard-hards and Drake is Drake.
Yeah. What's up? I'm still Team OVO, nigga. Hold up, the boy liked it.
Yep. And he seems to indicate that all the members of the show are loving the DISS record. So, I don't know. I kind of think Ish might be the only one that could say anything negative about the Kendrick record. The rest of them are going to follow whatever their Twitter timeline says. You already know Ice. He's going to just read a couple tweets and steal exactly what he saw on the timeline, regurgitate on the show, and then act like it's brand new information. Parks, he might be more measured, but I also think I could see him being Kendrick Hive. Melissa Ford's not going to be there. Corey, he's going to be chuckling. He doesn't like Drake because, Drake be dissing his man on the regular with the utmost of ease. And Imani, I think he's going to ride with Drake on this one too. But let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you believe is going to happen. Very fascinating stuff is going on. I think Drake is about to drop the atomic bomb next, but we will see. All right, y'all. Follow me on Instagram, The Stop TV. Follow me on Twitter, The Stop TV. Don't wake the demon up. This is Danny from The Stop. Peace.